I know something that will make you feel better. Watch an Apollo launch. Yeah. I have Cadians, but from what I understand, Cadians aren't a thing anymore. Did you play BattleTech at all? No. I have Cadians and I have 3 Lehman Russes and a Basilisk. I'll have to go find them one of these days. I'll bring them here and I'll show you. Excuse me. That's not a good noise. All right, so let's. You know what? I'll do a quick space news segment. Let's just get it done. I'll probably do space news for like an hour at best. Let's just jump in. I finished the other side of the staircase. Thanks. Whenever I hear Templars, I remember that Tori's a part of them. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude. Okay. Have you seen the Inspiration 4 crew pics flying over staircases? No, the Starbase pictures. Yeah, I saw those. Space news. Any percent speed run warpless in 1 hour 38. Oh my goodness. Alright. Whew, what am I doing? Dude, I need another cup of coffee. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get another cup.
Discovery, go at throttle up. Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay. All right. I'm good. Your boy took a cold shower. Cold shower, a nice cup of coffee. I'm good to go. All right. What do you want to talk about for space news today? This is going to be a very weird space news because it's 6:30. This is usually when I end it. All right. Space news. Very technical interview with Vladimir Soloviev. Cool. And Rogozin talks about the Amir launch pad. All right. I guess we're going to Russia today.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
There you go. Especially a nice hat. Thank you. When you said you had coffee, did you mean I had a whole pot? Actually, no. Cold shower. I haven't even drinking my coffee. Drinking? I haven't even drank the coffee yet. I'm good. Just realized that Lucy will be the final interplanetary mission for Atlas V in October. Oof. So we got a Tory time lapse there, and we got an interview with Vladimir Soloviev. Vladimir Soloviev. Sorry. Alright, let's see what we got. Cold shower? Oh, dude, it'll wake you up. It'll wake you up like you would not believe. I might just be shocking my body into waking up because of cold, but hey, whatever. It worked. I still feel like trash, but now at least I'm in a good mood. Right? That's healthy. Alright, so let's see what we got. Chem, let's see. Alright. Vladimir Soloviev. Crap. What's that? What's that one again? Shocking your body with a cold shower will increase your mood. 5-head. Or just wake you up. SpaceX is poor. They put it on pallets or something? Oh. There's the extension arm for Starship. Alright, let me just translate this, Kem, because I'm short on time. The flight of the Nalco module was accompanied by difficulties. Okay. Ooh, how long? Oh, damn, dude. How long is this interview? Oh, there's a lot to go through here, huh? Yeah, smelling salts, Seg. Oh, yeah. We used to have that in football when you got concussed. Smelling salts. It'll wake you right back up. Yeah, that was used on me a couple of times. It's alright. It's fine. And he talks about all the technical details. Let me just find the question that everybody wants to know. Everything that happened with fuel supplies and software was quite serious emergency situations. Was there any possibility of a completely unfavorable outcome, or did you have confidence in the successful completion of the mission? There was confidence that we would fly. I personally had it all 8 days. If I didn't have it, we might not have made it. Okay. First basic law, always stay calm, otherwise nothing good will come of it. You're damn right. I had a wonderful teacher, Sergei Nikolaevich Enokin, the head of our flight test department. He said, if any trouble arises, turn off the siren sound and the red light indication and do nothing for the first couple of seconds, but think first. True. Yeah, think about what you're going to do. Be deliberate. That's right. That's NASA does that with flight controllers all the time. Let's see. Did you spend the whole 8 days in the Mission Control Center? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. That might be a homework read in a summary piece. Yeah, it's a very long article. That's Nuclear Power 101. Yeah, you don't want to do something too... You don't want to do a very quick reaction. Like, a quick reaction like that, like, I don't know, jamming an AZ5 button, maybe? Don't do that. Sit and think about what's going on first. You have to be able to analyze the situation. But don't get me wrong. It's a fine line when you're a controller in anything. A flight controller, nuclear power plant operator, it doesn't matter. When you're dealing with complex systems, you don't want to be indecisive, but you don't want to have a gut reaction either. You don't want to panic. And there's like a nominal area between indecision and panic that you have to be in. I personally like that. I like being in there. That's fun. I enjoy that. Is that bad? Yeah, you gotta be able to just not panic. I enjoy this a lot. I bought some Evaporust. What are your thoughts on it working? Magic, Flyboy. Magic. It brought the heater box in my truck right around, dude. Really good stuff. All right. Is there really fuel after all the... This is the next question in the interview. The easiest thing to do in a nuclear plant is nothing because all our plants will go to a fail-safe condition without intervention. Yeah. Yeah, Flyboy, it really works. Leave it in there for a couple of days. Just leave it in a couple of days. I'll show you when I get home, or when I get home. I don't know why I said that. Brain's still a little fragmented from today. Hey, Predominant, what's up? Next time I'm doing the auto stream, I still call my parents' house home. I haven't lived there in like 3 years. Just by the way, my parents' house is that way because that helps everyone here, you know. There are rumors and gossip. The fuel was redistributed not very successfully. It was not very efficiently used during the first corrections carried out with the help of the low thrust engines, but there was enough fuel. And since we knew that we would definitely dock the first time, then we shouldn't talk about it. Yeah, see? They wouldn't even put that module near the ISS if there was any point of failure. That's, yeah, see? Chem, that's what I said at the time. Everyone's like, oh, it's gonna... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know, entropy, right? At the ESA Control Center, when you have contingency unplanned procedures, you see the paper getting signatures by all the responsible people in the control room before it goes to the controller's desk. Yeah. Yep. All right. During docking, you told Oleg to switch to manual mode to manual control for docking, and after seconds you canceled the command. As a result, the docking took place in automatic mode. Was there a glitch in the rendezvous system? Problems with the Kerr's docking system were discovered on the first day, and in principle, we expected that the teleoperator control mode would have to be switched on in the last meters before docking with the ISS. The astronauts were ready for this. Our ground specialists who are engaged in manual control mode throughout the entire docking through internal communication system bombed me with requests to switch to manual mode. Yeah. Pulled it to the last. I perfectly understand what manual control of a 20-ton object in space is. At some point, I wavered when I saw that the docking target was leaving the field of view of the Nauka camera and not very actively asked Oleg to switch on teleoperator control mode. Seconds later, I saw the cross of the target, went back and immediately canceled the command. Since Oleg is a military man, yeah, he's just like, all right. So everything worked out in automatic docking mode. Automation did not disappoint. They're talking about the Nauka module that docked to the ISS. This is cool because it's going through. They're talking to Vladimir Soloviev. He's the he runs RSC Energia. So that's the company that made Nauka. It's a wholly owned subsidiary of the Russian space program. Did you see the clip of the Mars rover at night? No, we didn't know that before. We thought it was docked manually. I love how he's like, manual mode, Oleg, and Oleg's like, all right, cool. And he's like, never mind. And he's like, all right, cool. All right. Sure, whatever you say, boss. Beep, you know. Whatever you say, boss. Click, you know. All right. You know, if he manually docked it, it would have been fine. If at the last second it does a drift, can the docking port withstand an impact at docking speed? The SSVPs are on springs, Goalie, for that exact reason. Here, take a look. So Nauka uses a Kurs and a SSVP that's very similar to Soyuz, right? It's basically this. See this thing right here, the thing that looks like a Christmas tree? That thing is on springs. When Soyuz goes to dock, they'll extend this thing out. It's telescoping. It's on a screw, and it's on a screw and a spring. So when Soyuz docks, that spring actually compresses and it absorbs, and there's a shock absorber in there too. This is like a piece of suspension. That's what they mean by soft capture. And then this thing latches like kind of like a grapple hook inside of the child, not child docking port. So like there's the passive docking port. There's a passive SSVP and the active SSVP. That's the active one right there. The active one has the Christmas tree on it, and the passive one looks like a cone, right? This thing locates itself inside of that cone. And when it does, when they get the locator, it absorbs the impact, right? Because there's a spring in here. And then this thing at the front clicks open, like I said, like a grapple hook. And then they'll retract it automatically, and that spring is on a worm gear, and it'll pull it in, and then the hooks right here. See the dowel, the locator dowels, like putting a transmission onto an engine. Same idea. There's locator dowels, and that'll make sure that it's aligned, and then they'll close the hooks. See the hooks right there? The hooks will latch the port together. They copied your design. No, no, they didn't. No. So Nauka's using that. Nauka is also borrowing the Kurz system from Soyuz as well. Kurz is the automated docking system. They just took it off of the Soyuz. No, they didn't. They made a specialized version for Nauka, but it's that thing right there. See the docking antenna? It's the Kurz system is the automated docking components. That's what they're talking about. Israel's Chandrayaan-2 orbiter successfully captured the Apollo 11 landing site from a high-res camera. Ooh. Oh, there it is. The Eagle has landed. Roger. Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. There's a bunch of guys turning blue down here. We're breathing again. That's cool, Euler. I like that. Apollo 11 landing site image from the Chandrayaan-2 HRC. That's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, good stuff, man. Real good stuff. I'm going to have to read all this off stream, dude. I want to do this quick. Sondia's on the con. Something like that. Is that a big hole next to it? Was it faked? As fake as somebody using a Kappa emote in Twitch chat. Oh, that happens all the time. No, it wasn't fake, LOL. Alright. Alright, here. I want to read this part. In the United States, every success evokes a storm of emotions among the staff in the Mission Control Center. In Russia, emotions are very restrained, so the docking of the Nauka module was accompanied by rare applause. Why did such a long-awaited event cause a surge of emotions? I disagree. When the module was docked, a sigh of relief sounded in the Mission Control Center, not in the working room, not in the main control room, but in the working room. There was even some applause, which is not typical of our work. That was pretty ballsy putting that thing up there. In the main control room, they cried of joy and relief, weaklings. I like Vladimir. Kim. I like that guy. They cried of joy and relief. Ha, you're weak. You're weak. We know you're weak. I like this guy. I like Vlad. Vlad's okay. He's kidding. It's a joke, but that's still funny. Did you calmly accept the fate of docking, or did you feel some relief? There was relief, of course, but I took it calmly. 10 out of 10. They're a bunch of weaklings. Those Mission Control Center guys, bunch of sissy girls. Working room man is what get problem solved. Here, have my handkerchief. I give it to women when they cry. Here, you can have it. Wimp. I like that. That's awesome. He's just busting their balls, but it's still funny. It's still funny that Kim. The funny thing is that that's what we would do over here too. We wouldn't pass up an opportunity to give someone crap. That's funny. I like it. Now that the module is part of the station, its operation begins. The third cabin of the Russian station is located in the Nauka module. They're talking about the beds. All he needs to do now is say, if he dies, he dies. Yeah, right. Jeez. Already now it would be possible to increase the crew, but we're not engaged in the formation of crews. Spoken like a true engineer. Where the rocket comes down is not my department. I'm in charge of making the rockets go up. Where they come down, not my problem. They also talked about the thruster fire after they docked. Yeah, I want to go to that part. Ooh, interesting question here. Nauka was a ground understudy of Zarya. Zarya, as you know, was built for American money. Ooh. Oh, why you gotta say it like that? Damn. Can't the U.S. claim the module in any way? I don't know. Interesting question. I haven't heard anything like that before. Huh. Well, Vladimir used dodge. It was super effective. Red Bull are giving Merck crap because they're blocking Albon's move to Williams. Interesting, Sebi. What's up, Benno? How you doing? All right. The warranty for Nauka is determined until the end of 2027. Can it, if such a decision is made, be used for part of a new station? In my understanding, no. Some equipment will go beyond the warranty period from 2023. We will extend something until 2027, but I'm very careful about this issue. Interesting. No Hunt the Streamer tonight? Pie Guy had some real life stuff come up, Benno. We're moving it to next week. It's on the 11th. Sorry about that. I like to plan it around Pie Guy, dude, because that's his thing, dude. He's the one that set that whole thing up, and if he has something to do, I respect that. That's fine. Yeah, you know, like, I don't want to be like, oh, here, I'm going to take all your hard work and, you know, not do it. It's only good if he's running it, man. This is a good interview, Cam. This is a real good interview. I thought we decided on the 18th because of 9/11. It might be, Bram. I'd have to talk to him. How do you feel about plans to extend the operation of the station after 2025? I think this is a very risky business. And you can't take on him. This is Russian roulette. This is why we need to think about a new Russian station now in order to prevent a paused in manned flights. Oh, geez. Planning ahead? Geez. Wait, is there more of this interview? Wow. Kem, how long is this sucker? Yo, I gotta read this off stream, man. This is a long mother. Let me just find I want to find the part about the thruster firing. I may have skipped over it. About the thrusters is above somewhere. Okay. Yeah, I know, Lavi. That would be a really good idea. You know? That sounds like a really smart and very lucid thing to do. Right after the docking questions. Is it on page 1? Here, let's go. Let's go over here. So Roscosmos put out a tweet on the 2nd that showed this. Orel docking to the aft port of Zvezda. Nice. Real quick, some more Russian news. I have it already open, Bandit. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, man. All right. Okay, how did you react to the subsequent events? When the module was pulled by the hooks of the docking station, I realized that they would not let it go anywhere, and frankly, invited some colleagues to have tea in my office. I emphasize T. An hour and a half later, we went into the control room where it turned out that the sign withdrawal was hanging in the onboard computer of the module. There was no sign of coupling. Uh-oh. This means that the computers on the module believed that it was still an autonomous flight. Ooh. A paradoxical situation arose when our module, despite the fact that it was docked, was pulled together by hooks. Each withstands a ton of rupture, but nevertheless an autonomous flight program that operates in the module's software. As a result, the computer issued the command withdraw and the engines worked for 7 seconds. Uh-oh. It isn't 7 seconds. Isn't it 45 minutes? This is the first time. The second time they worked as it should. After the first engine firing, we thought, because the situation was completely incomprehensible to us from the realm of fantasy, so they thought it was bad sensors. Okay. But the problem was not only turning on the engines. During the flight to the ISS, Nauka's solar batteries generated 4 times more energy than the module required to maintain the systems in order. 200 amp hour at a consumption of 50 amp hour. Oh, jeez. But after the first switching on to the Nauka engine, 6 orbits, after 6 orbits, 9 hours, we were waiting in the shadow zone, and the module was not connected to the ISS unified electrical system. All the systems of the module would be turned off and would not be able to control it. Therefore, we needed to switch to a common power supply from the ISS so that the module and the station were connected in terms of energy. I had to act in time. Everything was complicated by the fact there was an old control system in the module which already worked with difficulty on the first day. I was an active cosmonaut when such machines were used. The oldest blocks of the Naukan control system were manufactured in the Soviet Union in the late 80s. I said that. That's what I was saying. Some of this stuff is old, man. I said at the time when the ISS had a LOAC that freaking, look, man, the book to dock a functional cargo block to the ISS hasn't been used in 20 years, and I'll bet you it's this thick. So, and I'll bet you it's a book too, because Soviet Union computers weren't really, I mean, they were a thing, right? But they weren't, still a lot of books, right? It's not like they could go Google the freaking operations for how to dock a module to the space station. Yeah. Soviet control systems. Hey, it worked though. Whatever. Nice comments on Ragozin's Twitter. Oh, always. Yeah, people don't like him. People don't like him, Neon, and I understand it's because of his Rule 8 leanings, but I'll be honest, man, I don't know dick about Russian politics except for Wide Boy, and that's not even that much. So I kind of just stay out of that. I have no idea what all that means, but people clearly don't like him, you know? I don't know what that means. That's out of my purview, dude. There was not much time left before entering the dark part of the ISS. There were a few control sessions through the ground measuring points, but there was no time left for the ground training of cosmonauts. So we had to immediately send the commands to the module. The main task was to unite the power systems of the module and the ISS. And then in the last communication zone during the last session, we managed to bypass the no coupled mode. It was dashing to scratch your left ear with your right hand, to electrically combine the module with the station, although Nauka understood that it was mechanically disconnected. Interesting. Good strong electronic. Still working after 30 years. Yeah, well, Luizo, it ain't just Soviet stuff that was built in the 80s. Freaking a lot of American computers, like old Apple IIs, they still work. Because they were freaking here. Anyway, sorry. Did I say that out loud? My bad. I'm not docking to you. You're docking to me. So, guys, judging by what Vladimir is saying here, it sounds like Nauka had a problem with its power systems. So, the solar panels were generating too much power. So, what they decided to do was one of the first things they did after it docked to the ISS was plug it into the ISS, and switching the power source must have confused the modules somehow. It confused the computers on board the module. That's what it sounds like. So, that's good news and bad news. The bad news is that the ISS did a barrel roll in space. That's not good. Not a good idea. But the good news is that, look, this is one of those unknown unknowns. That there is no scenario in ground testing where you would test plugging the module in to the ISS because your onboard power systems are generating too much power. That's not part of the testing regime. I can tell you that right now. I know enough about how this stuff works that they would never ever test that scenario. There's not a chance in hell. 10 out of 10 from the ISS. What do we get from the Russian judge, though, Kem? Actually, it did a front flip, Jason. It tumbled end over end. 9.5 from the Russian judge. That's how you know it was good. Kem, there's a joke in the United States because Cold War, like an American gymnast would do a perfect routine and they'd get like a 9.2 from the Russian judge because the Russian judge would want to stick it to the US, and then we did the same thing, so so say it like what when you judge something, it's like, what does the Russian judge say? That's a thing over here. If you got a good one from the Russian judge, that means it was good, It was the East German judge. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, GDR, the GDR judge. Yeah, that's right. That's right, John. Yep. They would yeah, yep. Oh, man. No, we got a 9.5 from the Russian judge. It's pretty good. Yeah, so, hey, let's see. After turning on the Nauka engine and turning the ISS, the American colleagues got scared. How reasonable was their fear? Oh, here we go. Here we go. As far as I understand, the greatest danger was for the solar array drives, the teeth of which could not be damaged by the load during an unplanned maneuver. An hour after what happened, I talked with my colleague Joel Montalbano, the ISS program manager at NASA, whom I've known since 1993. I asked him about the solar panels. He told me that the impact was 2 times less than the limit. He and his flight control team believe nothing terrible has happened. And so it turned around. So what? I like this guy more and more by the second, Kem. Did a flip. Whatever. It's fine. Like this is good. That's good, man. I like that. So, it did a flip. Just turn it back. I love it. So it's true. Just turn the freaking thing back. It's fine. Okay, that is downplaying a bit too much. Well, he said after he talked to Joel. That's what he said. That's important. It's important to understand that he talked to the NASA guy. The NASA guy said it was no problem. So here, I'll give you a representation of how that conversation went. Hello, Joel. It's Vlad. Hi, Vlad. How you doing? Is your part of station okay? Yep, everything's good. Everything looks fine. Okay, so just turn station back. All right. There you go. That's probably how that went down. Okay, just turn it back then. All right, cool. Kyle, what's up, man? Okay, done. I can't do Joel Montalbano's voice, but then again, I probably can't do Vlad's either. That's just a representation. See, cold showers, man, wakes you right up. The engineering staff on my level never put anything forward. Okay, cool. So it looks like they had some power problems with Nauka. The solar panels were generating too much power, so they switched it to the ISS power, and that confused the heck out of the module. The module's like, wait a minute. Where's the power coming from? Oh, I have the right amount of power, so I'm still flying, right? No, we plugged you into the ISS. What? So, hey, as long as nobody got hurt, and obviously it's an honest mistake, like, it's fine. All good. That's cool. I'm happy that Nauka is working. I'm happy we have another module up on the ISS. We should make it bigger. Make it 3 times bigger. Yeah, just make it bigger. Nauka's like, wait, where am I? Huh? This is finally Doc. Chem, alright, look. I ain't trying to make excuses for the Russians. I'm not gonna do what Dmitry said the other day, freaking be a bride to the freaking American space program. That's dumb. You guys are smart. You guys will figure it out. I trust you. I trust the Russian space program to not have their head up their culo. You know what I mean? Not have your head up in La La Land, you know? Look, that module is 30 years old. The control systems are 30 years old. They haven't launched anything like this in 20 freaking years. The last functional cargo block to fly into space before Nauka was Zarya, the first module for the ISS, and that was in 1998. Look, this is the game that you play, guys, and you guys are gonna see this. We're gonna see this as we, this new crop of spaceflight enthusiasm comes up, that not everything is going to be a perfect success. Not everything. It's going to be like Apollo. Dude, we want to push the envelope. It's going to get more difficult. You're going to raise the stakes. The stakes are going to go higher. Russia not launching a module like this for 20 years and then just doing it and getting it pretty damn right the first time is pretty freaking impressive. That's what I mean about trusting. You got to trust the partners in the program, man. I trust them. I trust they'll get it done right, and they did. They fixed the problem. They took ownership of it, they sorted it out, and they fixed it. This is why I like the Russian space program. This is why I like that the U.S. works with them. Yes, but come on, how do you miscalculate the power consumption versus power generation by 4 times? Because this stuff is difficult, Swishio. If you have a module that's 30 freaking years old, how many people that built the dang thing still even work for Roscosmos? Roscosmos didn't even exist. Russia didn't even exist when this module was made. You know? If we're gonna push the envelope, guys, it's not gonna be all smiles and rainbows. Not everybody can make it look as easy as SpaceX does, and even SpaceX has had problems. Getting it right is a stretch. Hey, the module's up there, it's docked, man. That's good. Look, if Joel says it, that's what I mean. I don't know more than Vladimir. I don't know more than Joel Montalbano about the ISS. That guy runs the ISS. I don't know more than these guys. If Joel and Vlad say it's fine, it's fine. I believe them. Hey, it's a bumpy ride, Kem, but you're getting your feet wet. You're getting your feet wet in space again. Not literally. That would be bad. This is difficult. Nobody else could have done that. Nobody else could have taken a 30-year-old module and launched it into space. Yeah, silly. It's something that I don't really dwell on that much because I try to stick to optimistic news. But guys, as we go further into space, it's going to get more difficult. Every single time we've chose to push the bounds in space, no matter the country, every single time we ended up paying for it in one way or another. There was Kemerov with Vostok. There was the Soyuz 11 crew. There was Apollo 1, Challenger, Columbia. We end up paying for it. That's pushing the envelope, man. That's what happens. This stuff is dangerous. And I know, I don't want to go around just saying that space is hard, okay? Space is difficult, but I find that, nobody ever says why space is difficult. I try to explain at least why it's difficult, man. You wouldn't have prepared for that, for switching the power to Nauka, confusing the dang thing. Why the heck would they test that? That's not even good testing criteria. If we were on the ground and somebody said, hey, we got to check the autonomous docking system or the autonomous thruster system to make sure that it doesn't have any problems when we go to switch power onto Nauka from the ISS, from Nauka solar panels to the ISS. My question right back to that would be, why would we test that? The automated system would be off when we switch power. Why would you test that? That makes no sense. See what I'm saying? There's stuff that you just can't anticipate. Yeah, just test it, right? Hindsight's easy in 2020. Hindsight's 2020, Cam. It's really easy to say that after it freaking almost destroyed the ISS. That's really easy to say, oh, well, why didn't they do this? there's stuff you just can't anticipate. As we push further, we build new stations, we go out further into space. This is going to get harder. Not everything's going to be all, hey, look, SpaceX landed another rocket. Hey, look, it survived re-entry. No, it's going to get tough. It's going to get tough. And we'll see who sticks around after it gets tough. This stuff is difficult. It is really, 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 really tough. You're managing a project with no reload button, no revert button, and with thousands of people building every single component. How do you make sure that every single component is right? It's tough. It's a tough thing to manage. Joe Thox, could you please tell my girlfriend Emma that space is awesome? Emma, I don't know if you know me. I like space a lot. See? Look at this. Look at this. No, I actually like sailboats. Sailboats are my thing. That's why I have mission control behind me. Joe, what does Emma want to know? Does she have any questions? Hi, Emma, by the way. Yeah, Duck, that's what I mean. This new crop of spaceflight enthusiasts. Let's see who stays a spaceflight enthusiast when the crap hits the fan. Look at how many people freaked out because of Nauka. Riv. Ugh. Oh, golly, get out of here. If we would have lost the station or parts of it is beyond repair, is there an American rocket that could launch new modules? Falcon 9 could probably do it, but there's no service module to get that done. I decided to just do a space news segment, Lego. Yeah, it's a little bit late, but it's okay. It's fine. We'll switch over. We should switch over to Kerbal now. I actually had a cool project for us to work on because I'm a little like because my schedule's all screwed up and I don't really feel too well, but it's fine. Don't worry about that. Like, Chad and I were talking about moving launch sites around. We should go mess with that today. So there's probably not. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to waste people's time. There's probably not going to be a lot of flying into space today, just because I really don't feel good, and you shouldn't fly when you don't like. With my rule set, you have to be on your game when you play KSP. So I had an idea for testing stuff out with like putting launch pads out on uneven terrain. Chat and I were talking about shimming it with ground anchors. We could test that today because we have some money to test. So I think we should do that in KSP and kind of go from there. Okay, I'm going to read the rest of the Soloviev interview off stream. What's the next bit of Russian news here? Did I get my care package I left for you in Yotel? I didn't get around to getting to it, no. Okay, so this is Dmitry Rogozin. Rogozin spoke about the construction of the Amir LNG launch complex.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
So, the Amir launch vehicle is a medium-duty launch vehicle that Russia's working on, and... Okay. Here it is. I know it looks a lot like Falcon 9. I get it. It's methane powered. Oxygen-rich methane. So it kind of has a similar idea as Falcon 9, but this thing, hey Harp, you gifted a sub to Joe. There you go. All right. Solar sailboats in space. Yeah, absolutely. So the Amir rocket is Russia's first kind of soiree into building a semi-reusable launch vehicle, which is actually pretty cool. Let's see what Dmitry has to say about it. That's cool that they're actually willing to pursue reuse. That's pretty awesome. I wish the Europeans would do the same. Or the Japanese. Or the Chinese. Just saying. Not space, but dang. Alright. What do we got? Oh yeah, I saw this. This was already linked. Or NASA. Good call. The launch complex for a reusable launch vehicle, Amur LNG at Vostochny, will be built after the completion of the launch pad for Angara. This is Vostochny. This is the so-called third stage, which will begin immediately after the completion of the Angara launch pad. And this rocket will replace Soyuz 2. Soloviev live? Oh, jeez. Harp gifted a sub to Urban Venture. Cool. First of all, Vostochny included The launch and technical complex is for the Soyuz 2 rocket, which has been flying from there since 2016. Yeah, we watched the first launch out of there. As part of the second stage, a launch complex for the Angara rocket is being created. The first launch of which is scheduled for December 2023. The third stage previously included complexes for the Yenisei Super Heavy launch vehicle and the Soyuz 5. The two-stage medium-class rocket, Amir LNG, the first launch of from Vostochny is planned for 2026, will have a reusable first stage equipped with RD-0169 engines that run oxygen and methane. It is planned that it will replace the Soyuz 2 rocket currently in operation. Planned to be reusable up to 10 times. Okay. From Vostochny, the rocket will be able to launch 9.5 tons into low Earth orbit with the reusable first stage and 12 tons with a single-use first stage. Or 12 tons with a single one into geostationary transfer orbit. 2.5 tons using the Fregat upper stage and the reusable stage. The launch will cost about 22 to 35 million. Whoa. That's really low. That's really low. Damn. That's Russian dollars? Let me see. No. 22 to 35 millionov dollarov. No, that's dollars. It was a joke. No, that's dollars. That's what that says right there. $1 million. See, look. DOLLAROV. Dollarov. Cool. That's not a translation error. That's pretty good. That's cheaper than Falcon 9. But I don't think Amir can move as much as Falcon 9 into space. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be able to. 10 tons to Leo is pretty good. But if it's replacing Soyuz, it's a medium-duty launch vehicle. So that doesn't put it in competition with Falcon 9. That puts it in competition with Antares. So, Russian undercutting America. Yeah, hey, that's the launch market, Lego. And that's what I mean about them willing to pursue it. The Russians who, see, it's just a little logical step in my mind. The Russians who know a lot about space, right, think that reusability is a viable pathway for future rockets. They're going to build one. They're going to build a launch complex at Vostochny for this, right? And they're going to build a rocket. They already have the engines made. The RD-0169s, they're already testing them right now. If the Russians, who know a lot about space, are willing to pursue reusability, that tells me overall that reusability is the right path down the road, which I agree with. I think that's right. 9.5 tons to Leo. That's in between Antares and Falcon. That's like halfway in between. Interesting. 22 million US dollars to Russian rubles is 1.6 billion. Yeah, TLS, that's a lot of money, dude. There's this strange thing that I see people say all the time, and I'm not sure. Hey, Heart gifted 5 subs. Thanks, man. I'm not exactly sure where people come up with this stuff. They say, oh, the Russian space program has no money. The Russian space program has no money. I don't know where that comes from. No, you know what I think? I think that the powers that be over there think that spaceflight is a very profitable venture, and they want to put more money into it. So I think that it's the opposite of that. You know who I think kicked the fire under their tail? This guy. This guy started screwing with their business. I think that's what's going on. I think competition is pissing those guys off over there, so they're going to invest in their space program so they can regain market share, which makes sense. Wario did it. I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win. The ESA should make a small payload reusable spacecraft so we can make everything in America is still bigger jokes. Yeah, Lego, you could say that we're compensating for something, right? And you know what I say we're compensating for? Weak allies. Sorry. I have no idea who any of your command center staff are. That's Das over there, Plunge. Das is a fellow Twitch streaming buddy of mine, but he hasn't been doing much Twitch streaming. He's the producer for NASA spaceflight. Plunge, you know all that NSF footage that I go through during Space News of Boca Chica, and you saw one of the Firefly rockets spinning around and blowing up? Yeah, he's the producer for all that content. No, you're not. You shut up. That's Jim Bridenstine. He was the last administrator for NASA before the current one, Bill Nelson. Jim is widely responsible for bringing about the Artemis program. Yeah, he gets his spot there. That's Gary Lay. Gary Lay is the chief engineer for New Shepard. He's always talking all the time. That's why I put him far away from me. So he's a chief engineer at Blue Origin. That's Wario. I have Wario up here so you can stop Italian hate. Stop Italian hate. This is Tori Bruno over here. That's Elon Musk. This is Tori Bruno over here. Tori Bruno is the CEO of United Launch Alliance. ULA operates Atlas V, Delta IV, and Vulcan, and that's the next space news here. Yeah, Fragment for sure. Gary needs to calm down. Over here, that's Peter Beck. Peter Beck is the CEO of Rocket Lab, the Electron rocket. And then on the far right is Rocket Guy. Rocket Guy is a Twitch streamer, and Rocket Guy, he is he's an aerospace engineer that helps me learn things. He's one of the he's a Twitch streamer that streams Kerbal and stuff, but he has like I think Rocket Guy has a master's in aerospace. I learn a lot about rockets from him. He's helped me with my analyzation of how rocket science work and systems engineering and all that other stuff works. What's that, Thomas? Okay, I'll check that in a second. Who's the guy in the middle in the JPL shirt? I don't mind him. That guy's useless. Yeah, Tessa, I'm running out of space. I might just take everybody off eventually, dude. I'm running out of space in my flight control center. Yeah, Rocket Guy streams on Twitch, Plunge. He's the one that helps me. Like, there's a lot of aerospace engineers in the chat that actually really, really help me with my analyzation. And they help me with understanding it so I can communicate it better. And I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. You learn from the people that know. So hyped for that space plane. Yep. Bring back the table.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
Like that? Yeah, Rocket Guy has been busy. Rocket Guy is working, he works for a company called Modularity Space. And they're working on building Lego kit satellites that you can assemble and maintain on orbit, which is really good stuff. Hey, Hinks, 11-month not 11, 18. See, still getting some today. But anyway, you should zoom out on the control center and add more people. Yeah. Hey, Bio, what's going on? It's a nice shirt. I got it from some dirty Stroop. Just get a stadium, yeah, right? Doing all right. I had to work. That's okay. All right. So, speaking of Tori Bruno, actually, Plunge, Tori Bruno posts on Twitter all the time, and he posts some really awesome stuff. And he talks to everybody on Twitter, which is cool. So, ULA was testing their new rocket called Vulcan here. They were doing cryo tests. Well, they blanked out the Hydrolox farm. Okay, not Hydrolox, the hydrogen farm. Or no, that wouldn't be hydrogen. That'd be methane. No, the Hydrolox farm is right there. And they blanked that out. Check this out. A little bit of a time-lapse action going on here. Okay, so it looks like they're filling Vulcan up with liquid oxygen because the LOX plant is on, not the LOX plant, the LOX tanks are online, liquid oxygen. The liquid oxygen tank is over here. And you can see that it's cold, right? So it looks like they were testing filling that up. But it's actually pretty sweet. You see what happens? Look, they'll start filling it up. The pressure will get too high, right? The pressure will get too high. And then they open up the vents, right? And when they vent it, right? They stop. It stops for a second, right? And then they'll start filling it up again. See that? They stopped. Yeah. Open up the vent and then keep going. See? You have to make sure you vent the gaseous oxygen overboard because the propellants are boiling if you're using cryogenic propellants. It's actually really cool to see the time lapse because you could see the exact point where the pressure got too high in the tank and they needed to start venting. And you could see when they started venting, they stopped for a second. The reason why they stopped is because when you're testing something like this, right? This is the kind of stuff that Rocket Guy and all the other aerospace engineers in chat, and thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, this is the kind of stuff that nobody would notice. This is the kind of stuff I like learning about. Why did they stop? Why'd you stop? Why'd you stop when you opened up the vent? Well, you stopped because you introduced a new variable. When you introduce a new variable like this, even if you think you're pretty damn sure you know what it's going to do, stop for a second. They stopped for a second. And then they resumed fueling operations. See? Watch it. Watch the time lapse. Start filling it up. Yeah. They stopped for a sec. The reason why, because once again, you started introducing a new variable. You were just filling up the tank before. You don't want to just open the vent and keep going with the fueling, because if you fuel too fast, you'll break something. It's cold propellants inside of a metal tube. The rocket is going through what's called transients when that happens. When you cool something down, metal, gas, liquid, it doesn't matter. You're physically changing the structure of that, the molecular structure of it.
Go and throttle up.
Right? So if you have metal, right, and you cool down metal, it's going to contract. That's why you can't fill a rocket up too quickly, because if you fill it up too fast, you're going to break something.
Go and throttle.
So, hey, Creeper gifted 5 subs. Thanks, man. See? So it's cool. Like, nobody, like, this is the kind of stuff that I like looking for. Nobody else would look at this and pay this any mind. But I can tell you right now that that's what happened. They stop for a second when they open up the vent, make sure everything's cool. And once everything's cool, you fill the rest of it up. That's pretty neat. The Strongback is gorgeous. This actually isn't a Strongback, dude. It's a mobile launcher. Vulcan uses Slick 41. This is Space Launch Complex 41. It's a former Titan III pad. It was converted for Atlas V in the early 2000s. And now this pad will be able to launch Atlas and Vulcan rockets from the same pad, because Slick 41 is a clean pad design. See this whole, the metal tower right here, not this one. That's the crew access arm for Starliner. Whenever that goes. You see this tower right here holds the umbilicals. It doesn't need to be a Strongback because Vulcan can stand up by itself, right? And then this metal box down here, it rolls in and out on rail lines. And if we go, actually, you can go to Tori Bruno's Twitter and they'll show the mobile launcher rolling back from the pad, see? And going into its the Spacecraft Processing Operations Center, SPOC, SPOC. See, down there, you can see way down there in the distance is the pad that it was on. That's Slick 41. Right here is the Atlas Vertical Integration Facility, or Vehicle Integration Facility. It's called a VIF. Inside of there is another one of these things that's designed for Atlas V. Cool thing about Slick 41 is because you can roll the mobile launchers off and on, just like Pad 39A, you can launch different rockets. In 39B, you can launch 2 different types of rockets from the same pad, no problem. You just got to roll the launchers to the pad. See? I want to drive those trains. They're track mobiles. They use track mobiles now. They used to use trains back in the day. Lego. Yeah. I told people I wanted a mobile launcher for my birthday. I got a ride on top lawnmower with a note, "Here's your mobile lawn chair." Yeah, that's fine. Neat. So it's just for the umbilicals? Yep. It doesn't need to be a Strongback because Vulcan is vertically integrated. They build it vertical, so you don't need a Strongback. The Strongback is needed if you take a rocket and do this. Vulcan, how that thing is made is that there's a crane in here, and the crane attaches to the top of the booster, and then they have a truck that attaches to the back with a pivot on it. And then they just have the crane pick it up, and it turns it vertical, and you don't need a strong back for that. So this is just an umbilical tower. That's all. It's a I don't know what ULA calls it, mast umbilical or something. So it has the recirculator lines for the methane tank right there. The fill line for the LOX tank is right there, and then the fill line for the second stage is right there as well. It's not, the second stage isn't hooked up right now. There's more umbilicals up there for like a payload fairing and whatnot. And they probably have a vehicle stabilizer in there. That might be what that one is right there instead of a second stage umbilical. Second stage umbilicals would be right here. I actually know a guy that works on these things. A guy that works for ULA. I haven't seen him in a little while, but yeah. The mobile launcher, the whole launch pad moves, and it's moved around by trains. This is an idea that goes back to the... I said that Slick 41 was a Titan launch pad. Here. Titan... Oh, not IRL, ITL. The Integrate, Transfer, and Launch complex is old school. They used it to launch Titan 3s, and that's what most of that infrastructure is, like the road with the 2 rail lines on the side. Titan 3 ITL would probably get you a better picture. Yep, there it is. It was actually a pretty awesome launch complex. They had a 4-bay VAB to build Titan boosters in. And then they would... and then you had your solid rocket motor assembly facility right there. See? They would build SRBs in these side pods right here. And then there's a crane that goes left to right here, and they would attach the SRBs to the Titan boosters. Down here, they would just make Titan stacks, and you can see they had 4 mobile launchers for this thing. And Slick 40 and Slick 41 were the twin launch pads. So they would build the stick, a Titan in here, like this. See this center part right there? They would build the center part inside of that assembly building, right? So first stage and the second stage and the third stage if Titan had it. And then it would roll to the solid rocket motor assembly building. They would attach SRBs. Titan could launch without them. It could launch with or without SRBs, right? And then depending on what pad it would go to, there's a break in the line. It could go to 40 or 41. And then on the pads, there was payload integration facilities. So there was a mobile service tower that would go... basically encompass the rocket with no fairing on it, right? And they would attach the fairing. Really awesome idea. And yeah, check out the trains that they used to drive around. I've seen one of these locomotives up close. I gotta find that picture. Yeah, there it is. Yep. See, they used to use Alco switchers to pull the things around. Oh, that's a really awesome picture, Thomas. Yeah, the ITL complex is really cool. Really smart idea. And see, they had mobile launchers. The whole launch pad is towed via train. I'll bet you these trucks right here are the same. I bet you Atlas V and Vulcan probably use those. They're probably the same parts. Why change it? It's just railroad bogies. Yeah, that's the solid rocket motor processing facility. That's what it was called before. Yeah. These older pictures of the ITL don't have the Spock on there just yet, but... So, like, right here is where they'd store the Titan cores, you know, when they were shipped to the Cape, right? And then they would move them in here. They would build them inside of one of 4 bays, roll them out down the tracks, down there. You could either go around the SMARF or you could go right through it. Actually, no, I think the road just goes around there. If it didn't need solids, it would just roll through. Solid rocket motor assembly, and then it would go to 40 or 41. It's really cool, really awesome, interesting design. Is there anything else? Oh, okay. So, yeah, one last thing is that the processing facility, this where Vulcan is being made, that building isn't in this picture. It wasn't made yet. That building is right there. They use that for Vulcan. Down here, obviously it's not in this picture because Atlas V wasn't a thing yet. The Atlas V vehicle processing facility is right there, and they just roll it to the pad out there. The solid rocket motor assembly facility, SpaceX uses that building. They use it to put payloads together for Slick 40. Falcon 9 launches from over here. So they put payloads together inside of this building, and then they roll the payloads to the pad and they attach it to Falcon 9. The Titan 3 VAB, gone. They demolished it. Asbestos. And then this building right here is the Atlas Space Operations Command. That's the mission control for Atlas, or launch control for Atlas V is right there. Yep. Pretty cool. The whole ITL complex is really neat. A lot of history there. I really like these Alco switchers. Those are really nice. Is that all swamp? It's the Banana River. It's the Banana River. Yeah, they store atlases in here as well. Banana Dodo's like, that's me. The Air Force doesn't give a frick. They just built that right in the middle of the river. See, there's the ITL. It looked like this when they started. And then they filled in a bunch of land right here. And you can see that's where the Titan VAB was. Not anymore. You can still see the old tracks from the ITL. This is mobile launcher storage right there. That's where they brought the mobile launchers onto the pad. There used to be a dock right here a long time ago. There's the ASOC, Atlas Space Operations Command. Or, not Command, Center, excuse me. Atlas Spacecraft Operations Center. That's where they store Atlas Vs. I don't know what these buildings do over here. I forget. Somebody told, probably ordnance or something. Somebody told me what those do a long time ago. And then here's the solid rocket motor assembly facility. Once again, SpaceX uses this. They use that for payload processing. So they put Starlinks together here. It is filled in, Shaw. Yeah, it's filled in. Look at all the dirt that they had to dredge, city style. Where do you think I got the idea? They dredged out all this dirt from the Banana River, right? And they used that to make. This is all man-made. This line right here is all man-made. Yep. What are they going to do once Atlas stops? Convert to Vulcan. Yep, that's it. You can see right here, this is where the ITL used to split between 40 and 41. They don't use it anymore. The ITL complex was basically abandoned in 2005, except for Slick 41, which they sold to... they sold that to the Air Force, leased it to ULA, and then ULA built this, the Atlas processing area right here. Yeah, you can see there's an Atlas V in the VIF from there. And honestly, Pad 40 was abandoned until 2008. It was abandoned until 2008 once a little startup launch company decided to lease the pad out. If you go back and look at pictures of 40 from when I was in college, it's abandoned. Yeah, see? Bandoed. They demolished the towers in 2007, I believe. The tower's still there. The mobile service tower's still in that picture. Yep. And then they demolished it, and then SpaceX started building their Falcon 9 horizontal integration facility there. I wish I'd done better in school. This is actually pretty amazing. Rocket integration and stuff is not something you need an aerospace degree for. Personally, I like the systems engineering. I like the rocket project management. So like seeing the whole thing. It's not just engineering the rocket, it's building the complex. Like I don't know what gave it away, right? Like can someone get back to me on the track information? Do they use any special tracks? I've seen the ties up close. They seemed like pretty straightforward Stevenson gauge Lego, if I had to, yeah, from what I can tell. Dude, I've walked down this, I've walked right here, like literally right where the camera is. I've walked all up in here. I've walked all down here, all up here. I've seen these, they just seem like standard rails to me. I forget if they were using concrete ties or wood ties. If I'm remembering right, these are Those are wooden ties right there. And then on the main stretch, it's the rails are cast in concrete. My guess is because of weight. The old Air Force, the modern one would be hampered by internal and external tree hugger. Oof. Oof. Yeah. 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 Even at Slick 41, you could still see where the old payload integration building is. ULA demolished the service structure for this as well. But yeah, pretty cool. A little bit of a history of the ITL. It's really cool stuff. There's a lot of history there. One of those locomotives is still around. It's at the Air Force Missile Museum that's just south of the ITL. I've touched that locomotive, dude. It's pretty cool. Lot of history between those two locos right there. Yeah, see, Lego, look at the ties, dude. Concrete ties because of the weight. Can't take the weight. And honestly, I mean, Pew Pew, how old are you? You can always go back to school. You can always change your career path. That's not a big deal. What is a big deal is, you know, the road that you choose there. That's a tough path to walk, dude. But, I mean, you can change it if you want. It's going to take a lot of work, but you can do it. On the main, if they were to use concrete if they have concrete after every use, they would have to check, plus wood in Florida humidity. Yeah, it's most like, I mean, here, look at this picture, dude. Those are concrete ties all day. Just got back from the air show. It was incredible. Right on, man. Right on. Cool. Yeah, you can always do it, but once again, that's a tough road to go down. It's a tough thing. Tough thing wanting to change your career. I did it. It's hard work. I still have to work hard. And you know what the messed up part is? I've been learning and understanding things about aerospace engineering for like the better part of a decade, and I probably have as much technical knowledge as a first-year aerospace student when it comes to like actual technical information. But the thing is that I understand the concepts and can communicate them well, which is my meal ticket. But yeah, I changed careers, dude. I'm a 3D artist by trade. Told you, like we were saying during Minecraft, I went to art school, bro. I kind of took a 180 from my career path there, but it's possible. You can do it. Yes, I've seen it, Panta. Taking off in a tunnel, huh? A little ballsy. What is this, GTA or something? All right. Anyway, let's see. Anything else here? What else do we got? Okay, so let's take a look here. Wide boy found his way to Vostochny. Let's see what we got here. All right. At Vostochny, got acquainted with the construction process of the second stage of the Cosmonautic Universal Launch Complex for the Angara family of rockets, including launch vehicles, the heavy and super heavy classes. All right, let's see. Let's check it out.
Строительство второй очереди космодрома «Восточный». Президент осмотрел площадку из вертолета, затем посетил командный пункт и стартовый комплекс для ракет тяжелого класса «Ангара». «Восточный» — первый российский гражданский космодром, на нем уже есть площадка для ракет «Союз». Вторая очередь космодрома должна быть готова к концу следующего года. Первый пуск «Ангары» с «Восточного» намечен на 23-й год. Владимир Путин.
Dude, I want that model of the Angara launch pad. Man, if I had this, I would play with it. I'm not even kidding. I would do that. It's like having a model train set, man. That's cool. If I had a model of the launch complex like this and the trains to move the booster, oh, I would absolutely do it. Yeah, I would absolutely do that. You think they don't play with it, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's the chat.